Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you how I organize all of those work pages and art projects and things of the kids. I've struggled with that over the years. Paper organization in general can get very overwhelming, and I think we figured it out. We figured out something that works really well for us, and I'm going to share it with you. My name is Tiffany, and I am a mama to 5 children. We homeschool around here, but what I'm going to show you today works whatever the case is. I have also had my children in public school where they're bringing home all these art projects and tests and papers and things that they're really proud of and you want to keep. And then homeschooling. We use BJU Press Homeschool and we love it. There are a lot of work pages and I want to keep things to show my children's progress. We do art projects, we do science projects, and I want to keep those things for myself so that I can show what we've accomplished, but also so that my children can go back and look at it later. They love going and flipping through and looking at their work and their artwork and those kinds of things. And I've tried some different things in the past. I've tried the boxes that you can hang file folders in and tried to organize their work that way. And it worked, but it was not ideal because it still took up a pretty good bit of space and it wasn't easy to flip through. And keeping these things, the reason why we keep them is because we want to be able to look at them and enjoy them later, right? My children love looking through their old work. I love looking through it. And if it's not easy to do, then it's not as efficient and effective as it could be. So what we figured out in the last 3 years, what I have done is I have put my children's work in binders, and that's what I'm going to show you today. These binders work great because I can slide them on a bookshelf, you can slide them in the top of the closet, and then you can easily pull them down and flip through them and see your work. If you're a homeschooling parent and you have to put together a portfolio, this is great because you'll have everything that you need. So I'm going to share some tips with you today about how to cut down on having too much clutter of paper and show you how we organize these binders. So the first tip was get you a binder. Start organizing in a binder. My second tip for you is to save some stuff from the very beginning of the year, from the middle of the year, and from the end of the year, because then you can really see your child's progress throughout the year. I love looking at their handwriting and how it has improved over the year, how their math skills have improved over the year, the way their drawings have changed over the year. So keep some things from the very beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and the end of the year. And then if there are art projects or different things here and there throughout the year that you do and you want to keep those as well. But just make sure you have some things from the very beginning, middle, and end. Here's another tip for you. Don't feel like you have to keep everything. You don't have to keep everything. I know we want to, and then we have stuff on the refrigerator, on the top of the refrigerator, in the cabinet, in the drawer. There's papers everywhere. You don't have to keep everything. And it will actually be more beneficial for you in the end and more enjoyable for you in the end because you can actually take the time to sit down and flip through it. If you keep everything, you're not going to be able to sit there and look through all of it. It's okay, Mama. It's okay to get rid of some of the things. This is the very first binders that we did 2 or 3 years ago, and I have a video where we were working on this, and I'll link it down in the description box for you so that you can watch it if you would like. I feel like both videos have some really good information for you, so go check it out after you watch this one. This is the first ones that we did, and these are the ones that we did most recently. And I printed off a paper for this one, got a little more fancy. It still wasn't hard. Got a little more fancy. This one, we just wrote on a piece of construction paper and slid it in the front. And you know what? I love these just as much. You don't have to make it too difficult for it to be practical. And so that's another tip. Don't make it too hard for you. If you want to get super creative and do all the extra things, then do them, but you don't have to. So what do you do? I'm talking about this binder, and I know you're sitting here thinking, there are some things that my children do that will not fit in that binder. So before I start flipping through the binder and showing you how we have everything organized, let me show you what I did for those projects that just wouldn't fit in here. This right here is a great example of that. Take pictures. So this is a family tree that Audrey worked on. All of the kids did one of these, and they did it on poster board. I could not keep a big piece of poster board in this binder. So I took a picture of it. I also have some pictures where they were doing some science projects, and I snapped a picture. Actually, it's on that same page. There's one right there. I snapped a picture of it. I kept it in a folder in my phone titled School, and then at the end of the school year, we went through and printed all of those pictures off. So when you go on field trips, or you do science projects or art projects that you can't keep in the binder, snap a picture of them. I also saved pictures where my kids were playing sports and doing extracurricular activities, and we printed those and put those in here as well. You'll notice that these binders say 2021, 2022, and then 2022, 2023. The first year we did one binder for the school year. This one I went ahead and put 2 school years in. So there's a couple of different options for you. You can either do one binder for every year, or you can fill up a binder and then start a new one. Now, here's one of those things that do as I say, not as I do. And I'm going to do better this year. I'm going to go ahead and get our binder ready at the beginning of the year. Get my tabs and my separators and all of those things in here, my page protectors, and then add to it through the year. So at the beginning of the year, put some things in here. If we do a fun drawing or something, put that in here. In the middle of the year, put some things in, and then at the end of the year, put some things in. I did not do that. And so it got a little overwhelming because I had 2 years to catch up on. We were moving this time last year, and so I put all of their books and things up on a shelf. And then we started the new school year, and all those things were on the shelf. And so at the end of this school year, we actually did this binder for the last 2 years. This year, I'm going to go ahead and get my binder ready and add to it through the year. But you know what? If you don't, that's okay too. It is kind of satisfying to start with this big table full or floor full of books and workbooks and pages and things that you've kept throughout the year, and then be able to dwindle it down to one binder. So whatever works for you, but this year I think I'm going to try to have my binder ready and add to it through the year. Get down off that coffee table. You're going to fall. Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to pull one binder to show you how it's organized. Flip it open, and you can utilize the pockets in the binders to keep things. So this is a bookmark that they made as part of a curriculum, and I laminated it, and they used it in their books that year. And I slid it in this pocket so that I could keep it. We used these page separators, these dividers that I got at Dollar Tree, and we just wrote the subject and the year on that page. I've also in the past included the curriculum that we used, especially if we used multiple curriculums for a subject. We didn't do that in this one, but again, it's yours to get creative with and do what you would like to do. Here's some of the pictures from field trips and different things that I kept, where they put some things in the fair, went to a Braves game, working on their nature journals. These are some things that I pulled out of their creation notebook. That is something else that y'all hear me talk about here on this channel. We have a notebook. I let the kids pick out their own notebook at the beginning of the year, and then anytime we need to do a drawing or we need extra pages to work math problems, or they just want to grab it and be creative and do something in it, to write a story, draw a picture, they do that. And then at the end of the year, all those things are in one place in that notebook, and then you can either keep the notebook or you can pull some of those pages out and put them in the binder. Here are some pictures from the beginning of this school year. Some of the others that I was showing you was last year. And I've also utilized this space in the back to keep some things in it as well. Audrey really enjoys working on these, so she sat down and helped me, and she really enjoyed doing these pictures for me too. So here's a good example. This one is Huddy's This is what he started this school year doing. He went from reviewing this basic addition with zeros to actually working on multiplication at the end of the year, working on adding and subtracting money. So to see that improvement and that progression through the year is really neat. Also, at the beginning of the school year, he was just working on writing letters. Some sentences, but mostly letters. And then towards the end of the year, his handwriting improved over the year. And this is 2 years worth of work, keeping some pages from the beginning, middle, and end of the year, taking pictures of projects that couldn't fit in here, and utilizing pictures for field trips and science projects and those kinds of things. 2 years worth of work I've been able to put in this binder, and it can sit on the shelf, and I don't have things all over the top of the refrigerator, in the cabinets, in the drawers, all over the place. This is right there, and it's also easy for the kids to get and look through as well. And it is neat and organized, and it makes me happy. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I wanted to share it because I know that we're starting to work on planning for this upcoming school year, or people are trying to clean out work from the last school year and trying to figure out what to do with it. As a new homeschooler, if you're a new homeschooling mom or parent, you may be trying to figure out, what am I going to do with all of this stuff? That was one of those things when I first started homeschooling. I was a little overwhelmed with, what do I do with all of these work pages? I remember being a mom with kids in public school, and they're bringing all these things home, and I want to keep them, but I don't know what to do with them. Whatever the case may be for you, hopefully this gave you some inspiration on a way that you can organize those papers and it not be too overwhelming, and you can actually enjoy them. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Around here we share homesteading, homemaking, and homeschooling content. If any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure you subscribe and join us. We would love to have you. If this video is helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps us out. I hear a baby that's needing his mama. Let me go get him. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.